Whew. Hey all. Okay, so we are 12 days into our 21-day lockdown. The whole world is experiencing a lockdown, which is amazing because we're all trying to figure out ways to contain the coronavirus. This lockdown came with terms and conditions, and part of the terms and conditions was that social distancing had to happen. Okay, that's all good and well. As well as people had to only go to the store if they're going to buy essential goods, or go to the chemist, or go to the hospitals, or whatever the case may be, but you are not permitted to go to work, etc. And I understand that. That's for our benefit, for our health, to make sure that the virus doesn't spread, basically to try and contain it as much as possible. Now, we're at 12 days in, and the number of infections are increasing in South Africa. With that said, it's amazing to me to see that we're still looking to other continents to tell us what to do. And I have no problems sharing ideas with anyone. In fact, I work better in that type of environment. I'm an entrepreneur, so I work better in environments where I share ideas with people and find out, what to do to propel us forward in a productive and innovative way. When something like this, when a national disaster like this strikes a country, it's important to listen to what happened in the other countries, listen to how they contained their situation, and take that into consideration, right? But not necessarily take that as Bible. That's what we should do. It's important to always look to Africa to see how we solve our African problem. How do we help the people who live in shacks, who are now in situations where they don't have social distancing? They're far away from the stores, so they have to use public transport. They don't have electricity, so they don't have space, so they don't have cupboards, they don't have fridges to keep grocery. So how do we help people like that? The same people who work in your companies. How do we help those kind of people? What is Africa doing for Africa, basically? I hate it with a passion when African leaders treat Africa like a philanthropic, project for other continents. Every time something happens, we look to other countries or continents to save us. When we can save ourselves, we can take care of ourselves. Like, it's all good. When Mozambique was having those floods, not once did you hear African leaders getting together and saying, you know what, as Africa, we're here, we're going to build your roads. We'll get, we'll get our best architects to come through and sort out the situation. We'll get our best construction companies, give business to African businesses. No. It's always giving outsiders first pick to Africa. Who wants to take Africa and rebuild it? When Africa doesn't need to be rebuilt by other people who don't even understand it. We seriously need to look within ourselves and say, okay, Guganje. And if you don't understand what Guganje means, Huyana. It means it's like this now. This is what it is. So if this is how things are and going forward, what is the plan? You know, Wi-Fi is going to be necessary. I've been staying home with my kids, but the teachers have been sending me work that needs to be done on a daily basis, which is like homeschool basically. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, what happens to the kids who don't have Wi-Fi or who don't have the things that are necessary for them to actually learn from home? What happens? Minister of Education, we have a lot of work ahead. We have a lot of work ahead, but these are great times. Really and truly. I think thought leaders need to come out and start talking now. You know, we watch the government say, oh, you know, only the big supermarkets will be open. But then they realized you need small businesses. You can't shut down small businesses because guess what? Small businesses are the ones in the towns, in the locations. If you're trying to say that there must be social distancing, but it's going to be the big supermarkets that are open, then people have to leave their towns and go into other places to go and buy grocery. Then the government tracked back and said, oh no, okay, sorry about that. Small businesses you can open too. Small little supermarkets, plazas, whatever you may call them. You can open too. Because you guys are the heart of the community. You guys help out actually. At this point, this is the time where public sector and private sector need to join hands, have a discussion, a serious discussion about how to propel this country forward. And we don't need any more of these decisions that are made and then taken back or expanded upon, or we don't know what we're doing. No, we need thought leaders who have thought things through prior to announcing it on national/international TV. It's important. Africa is so rich with smart people. If we just utilize them and stop, rushing for PR moments. People are running to TV to just say something. No, don't say something. Think first. Think, really think, and see how it works for Africa. And when you're done, you can come back and go, okay, this is how this is going to work for us. Ooh, I almost said in the name of Jesus. But anyway, yeah, I think Africa, let's think now. Let's really, really think. I saw people like Dr. Pashanga. I hope I'm saying his name right. Dr. Pashanga, no? He owns a clothing store. He made masks. And I was like, yes. But selling them online. After these 21 days, people like that are going to be important. Small designers somewhere. Make these masks. Make these gloves for kids. No one's making masks and stuff for kids. Kids are going to have to go back to school. Creche. I mean, I'm concerned about my kids. They're going to go to nursery school where, that is germville. If we can have somebody make masks and gloves for kids that are going to be comfortable as well as functional, fantastic. But here in Africa, not let's order from China. No. Let's have somebody here. Let's think about these things. I think the president needs to give Thabo Mbeki a call. Out of all the presidents, he was definitely a thought leader. We can't call Mandela because he's no longer with us. But Carbon bake is still available. Call Tyrone. This is where you utilize it.